Hey everyone. Well, I'm stuck inside today with snow and ice, and thought I'd go ahead and make a top 5 video. I've been seeing some other guys on YouTube making them over the past year, and I finally am getting around to it. These are all personal finds of mine that I've found probably over the last 7 years, I'd say. First one I'd like to start with is going to be this Hell Gap point. Now, when I first found it, I thought it was probably a Sedalia, but it is actually ground up to about this spot right here on it. And I believe that to be a Hell Gap, just by the way it's made. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. It's got awesome flaking on it, look at that. That's a beautiful piece. I found this when my wife and I first started dating about 5 years ago. I did not find it on film. I actually thought it was just a leaf laying in the water when I found it. I'm happy I went back to look at it. I kind of decided to skip over it at first and then turn back around to look at it. So, pretty neat piece. The next one here is going to be this hardened point. If you watch some of my previous videos, you've seen me find this one. Beautiful flaking on this piece too. Base on this thing is just polished smooth. Look how thin it is. And that's pretty unique color for stuff in our area too. We don't find a lot of purple. This next point here is a unique one. We don't have any others in the collection that look like it. From the research I've done, I believe it to be a point that's not typically found in Missouri. I'm thinking that it may be what's called a pinto shoulderless style of point. What I've seen is that point type is typically found on the west coast into eastern Colorado. And this material is really unique too for our area. We don't typically see this form of quartzite or chert. And it kind of has a blue-gray tone here in the base and kind of fades into a peach color. And that base is ground. That's pretty much all I found on it. I've had a couple people tell me they thought it might have been a Humboldt style point. But after looking at that base, the shoulderless version of this point type makes the most sense to me. Maybe somebody traded for that point. You know, we're in the western central part of Missouri here, so it would be pretty easy for someone to have traded for something into, you know, central Kansas or something and brought it back with them. This next point here, this was found in 2014, not on film. This is a Dalton Greenbrier. It's kind of the OD green color. Nice material. I found this along with a broken Scotch Bluff and a knife. I think they may have washed out together. I display them in the case together. Don't want to separate them. Can't quite get over that material. It's nice. This next one here is going to be a Dalton drill. My wife and I found this together as well. We had just, same story. We hadn't been dating very long, and we were hanging out by the creek down by the bridge, and we just hopped in for a minute, just kind of goofing off, wasting some time. And my wife walked up a gravel bar, and I was about 3 or 4 feet behind her, and she spotted it. So I thought I'd share this. Flaking on this thing is awesome. Quite a twist in it too. Now I've got a couple others over here that I'd like to talk about. First one here is going to be this Dalton Classic. My wife and I had found this one together in, I think, 2015. Beautiful serrations on that. Now this one has a unique story I'd like to tell. My wife picked it up and was carrying it around with her, and she kind of stumbled when we hopped down on the next gravel bar, and she dropped it. And you can see that hairline fracture in this ear here, and she broke that off. And when it happened, I about had a heart attack for her. I told her, I said, no matter what, we're not leaving till we find that other ear so I can put it back on. And we ended up searching the gravel bar, and we ended up finding it. We now travel, if we go out hiking, with a padded case to put everything in. Just pretty much for this this reason right here. Next one I want to touch on here is going to be this Graham Cave. I decided to show this one for my dad. This is one of my dad's finds. And he found this one back in 2009. And you can see that it's got a lot of quartz deposit in it. We believe this to be Jeff City Chert. Just a beautiful point. This past year we set up down in Oklahoma at an artifact show, and we had many people eyeing this piece. We had some people telling us that they believed that it was a White River type of point. And you know, we're always open to people's suggestions and ideas. That's how you share knowledge in this hobby. We stand pretty firmly though that we believe that it's a Graham Cave, just based on the location found and the proximity to the location that the point type is named after. This next piece here isn't the most beautiful point in the world, but it's probably one of my most unique points that I have in my collection. You can see that inclusion that fell out of it there. Kind of gives it a fish-like appearance. Thought that was pretty neat. But the material is also really neat. Kind of neat how it has gray and black, white, red, orange, yellow. It's not the greatest point in the world, but to me, it's probably, again, one of the most unique in my collections. I think we all have points like that as collectors that we look at as unique finds. May not look very pleasing to the eye to others, but you know, personally, certain points mean the most. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hope that covers my top 5. And again, I really enjoy watching other people's top 5s. There's a lot of really cool finds out there that people have in their personal collections, and it's cool to see that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Take care.